Hello again YouTube, my name is Hans and welcome to my channel and to this episode of Darktable Insights. Darktable is one of the best free tools for organizing and editing your photos. And if you're new to this channel, it's meant to be an easy to understand guide to Darktable on a beginners to intermediate level. Today's topic is the Mask Manager, and it's all about drawn masks. Parametric masks are specific to the modules they're made in and cannot be handled by the Mask Manager. You can of course add parametric masks into the mix, but that's covered in another video. I'll link to that up here. You find the Mask Manager at the bottom of the left side panel in the darkroom view. Over here. At the moment it's empty. But let's add a couple of shapes to the exposure module. We go blend, drawn mask, ellipse, and place the ellipse over the highlights here. And then we take a circle, place it over here. So now we have two shapes. Now we start to get some stuff in the Mask Manager. There's this list of our shapes and also this group exposure with a little triangle on, which shows us that this is expandable. So click the triangle and you get a new list of all the shapes used in the exposure module. And also note this little symbol in front of circle number 3. This shows how the two shapes are combined, and it's a union sign, meaning that the complete mask for the exposure module consists of the sum of these two shapes. If we right click on the name of the circle, we get a menu where, among other things, we can see the four modes: union, intersection, difference and exclusion. Let's move the circle a bit. Go to that and move the circle a bit so the two shapes overlap. Then we can see what each of them does. I'll also turn on the mask overlay over here, so we can see the mask in bright yellow. Now we can see that the mask itself consists of the sum of those two shapes. If we change the mode of the circle to intersection, right click it and choose intersection, then the mask is reduced to the area covered by both the ellipse and the circle. This little bit here. Change it to difference, and it's the area covered by the ellipse minus the area covered by the circle. And exclusion will give the area covered by one of the shapes, but not both. So in here is an area covered by both shapes, and that area is excluded from our mask. Now if we right click on the circle in the Mask Manager and we choose Move Up, the group closes, but we can open it again and the two change place. If we now change the ellipse to difference, then the ellipse will cut a piece of the circle. Also notice that the upper shape must have either no symbol, as it has when the shape first is created, or it must be in either union or exclusion mode. Then you can change the lower shape to whatever suits you need. If I right click one of the shapes again, we see that there are several more options in the menu. You can remove a shape from a group, then you don't use that shape anymore, but you can keep it for use elsewhere. You can invert a shape, or you can clean up or delete unused shapes. These are shapes that appear in the list beneath the groups, but are not used in any of the groups. So say we first say we change this back to union again. We have both. then we can inverse the ellipse, which means that we use everything but the ellipse. Invert it back again, and then we can remove it from the group. Then it's gone from the image and it's gone from the group, but it still appears here. And now if we right click any of them and choose clean up unused shapes, then this ellipse is unused, so it will be deleted. So I won't do that now. Now right click on the group name, group exposure. Here you can add shapes to the group. Choose a shape and click in the image to place it, just like you would do in the module on the right. So we can add, say, a new brush. We can add a brush over here. We can also add ellipse number 1. Back again. So now it's back again. Another way to add shapes is to use the icons along the top of the mask manager. Those here. Those will not be added to any groups. They will only be added to the full list of shapes, and you will have to add them to groups when you need them. So if I add another ellipse by clicking on this and then placing it in the image, it appears in the list here. But ellipse number 5 is not in group exposure, and as you can see, it's not yellow either, so it's not used in the exposure module. For that you'll have to right click the exposure group and then add ellipse number 5. Now if you double click the group name or a shape in the list below, you can give them a new name. So you can take the ellipse, say the ellipse number 1, double click it, and we can call it highlights. This can be very handy if you have a lot of shapes. Now if you rename a shape you have used in a group, the name is not automatically updated inside the group. So I call it highlights, but inside the group it's still called ellipse number 1. This must be a bug, because you have to either add another shape to the group or move any other shapes up or down from names to update. So if we right click ellipse number 1 and we say move it up, open up again, then it's called highlights. So we can move it down again to keep it in place. I guess this will force Darktable to reread the names from memory or something. That's all for today. I hope you learned something from this. I sure did myself. I hadn't used the Mask Manager much before, so I learned a ton just by researching this video. Next time we'll do some black and white. If you like this channel, then please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell and everything, so you never miss an episode. I'd also be very happy if you check out my other outlets online. All links are in the description. And as usual, if there's anything you'd like me to talk about, please let me know in the comments. So see you next time. Bye!